Okay, I just want to give you a disclaimer before you watch the next video. The video is going to I'm going to share with you an incident that took place when my girlfriend was working in Emirates Airlines. And it's going to highlight an incident that took place with a couple of Emirati boys. Now, before you watch the video, I want to make it very clear that not all Emiratis are bad. Not all Muslims or not all Arabs are evil people. My mentor has been Arab, Muslim. I've had a lot of friends who are Arabs, a lot of friends who are Emirati, a lot of friends who are Muslim. So please do not, comment down below, oh, all Arabs are like that, all Muslims are like that, all Emiratis. No, that's totally wrong. Like in every country, in every place, there are bad apples. In the same way, in this particular incident that I'm going to share with you, it's going to focus on a bad incident that took place with a few Emirati individuals. So having said that, watch the video, but I request you, please do not, use a racist approach in judging other people. Focus on this incident and focus on what these Emirati individuals did, these specific. Having said that, I invite you to watch the video, share with me your thoughts, and remember, you don't have to believe a word I say. Maybe what I'm telling you is just for storytelling effect. But, like I always tell you, I don't cook up stories or fabricate stories. This is an actual incident that took place with my girlfriend. However, I cannot share evidence with you because she's no longer my girlfriend. And even if she was, I don't think I can show you her name, her face, and emails that took place that are part of this incident. So having said that, watch the video, let me know your thoughts. This is me signing off. Take care. Alright, I'm going to share with you an incident that happened in Emirates Airlines when my girlfriend was working there. Now, take it with a pinch of salt because I can only claim the story. If you ask me evidence, obviously I can't prove it. But if you want to believe it, you can believe it. If you don't want to believe, no need to believe. Okay. Now, my girlfriend worked for Emirates Airlines and she worked there for, I think, a couple of years. Okay. And, for her, Emirates was her pride. You will not believe the amount of pride that she took when she would say, if anyone would ask her, where are you working? She would always say, Emirates. And if you meet any Emirates Airlines employee, the amount of pride that they have, they love this company. I've never seen any other company in UAE where the employees say, I work for this company with pride. So she had the same pride. She loved the company. It was her dream when she was in India to come work for Emirates Airlines. So after she joined Emirates, it was like a dream come true. And there she started to work, and it was not perfect, but she was happy. Now, one of the assignments that she had was also to train people, especially the people who joined in new. So she was also, a trainer. And then started this policy of Emiratization where they would aggressively employ Emirati students to train them into the Emirates culture and eventually get absorbed. So, she always had these Emirati students. But the funny thing is, these Emiratis, now this is the funny thing, an Emirati person who joins new gets paid more than a manager. Let that sink in. An Emirati who joins as a trainee or as a junior staff gets paid more than a senior person who has worked with Emirates. The reason being is they have an Asian passport. So my girlfriend used to get 15,000, okay, 15 or 17,000. But her junior staff, who was 2-3 levels below her in terms of knowledge and levels, was getting 33,000. Let that sink in. My girlfriend worked 11 years with Emirates, got 15,000 or 17,000. This person used to get around 30, 33. My girlfriend used to drive a old Toyota. This student purchased a brand new Mercedes-Benz, four-wheel drive. Okay, see the fun. So it was okay, I believe every country has its own rules, every company has its own rules. You don't like, you leave and go. So everything was fine. One day, however, my girlfriend came home and her face was swollen, her eyes were red. And when she sat down, she started to cry. So I just kept quiet. I let her cry it out. And then after that, once she was calmed down, I bought her a cup of tea. I said, what happened? Tell me. She said, I just hate these fucking Emiratis and this and that. I said, whoa, what happened? Tell me what happened. And she said, this was an incident that she was actually crying when she was telling this. She's saying this incident happened at the training. So apparently what had happened was a few group of Emirati boys or young men, they had their kandura on, their white thing. So they came and they were the boisterous ones. Now, they wear their Arabic sandals and all that. So they were very unruly. And 2, 3 of them who were sitting at the back were put their legs on top of the desk, their typical desk. And they were like talking and joking and making noise and all that. And she found it very hard to control them. And she said, excuse me, if you don't want, you can leave. Please behave yourself. So they're like, like this. This is what they told her. And then because she attempted to correct them, they started harassing her more. Put AC, put AC. And then they would, she couldn't take it anymore. She said, excuse me, what do you mean put AC? And then they started commenting, bullies. They were commenting between themselves in Arabic, saying something, laughing, ha 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 ha, yakhmar, and this and that, and bad words in Arabic. And she said, I'm sorry, but I'll not tolerate this. So then they started hooting and howling, and where it reached the part she couldn't take, one of them threw a slipper, and it fell near the thing. Table. Now it didn't hit her, okay? Obviously if it hit her, it would have been a very serious thing. But they threw it, and this other guy said, why you throw? And they were laughing and all that, and this guy went. She couldn't take it anymore, okay? And then one of the, go bring chai. That finished. She said, go bring chai. She just, I'm not going to take this shit anymore. And she didn't say shit, I'm not going to take this anymore. And she went out. And they were laughing and all that, and she went to the HR department. She went to the HR manager. Now, the HR at that time was an Indian guy. Now, before I continue with the story, I want you to think, what do you think happened? Do you think the HR guy threatened them? Do you think the HR disciplined them? Do you think, like, she was validated? I'm pretty sure you already know the answer, but I'll tell you what happened. The HR guy actually told my girl, listen, you know them, they are locals, you can't do anything. Just take it easy, it's okay, relax. She said, no, I'm not going back there, I'm not going to. Okay, fine. We'll go. He went there. Instead of he addressing the issue, yeah, how are you? Yeah, and he was talking to like a friend. Yeah, where is chai? And that fucking spineless truth tells him, come, we can go to the pantry. And no, he was saying, you bring chai here. Ha. He was joking and laughing with him. The problem is our Indians don't have fucking spine. Just for a job, they'll be a fucking slave. This behavior would not be tolerated anywhere else. I really wish there was a good Emirati. I'm not trying to say there are only bad Emiratis. I wish there was a senior Emirati who would put them in their place. And I can assure you, there are good Emiratis. There are absolutely good Emiratis. My mentor was Emirati. And, in Dubai, especially with Sheikh Mohammed, he's very strict about a lot of things. Even Sheikh Qasimi, These Emiratis, the real Emiratis, they're very respectful. But once in a while you get these I don't know, obnoxious idiots. Just as you have in India, Pakistan, all other countries in the world. It was unfortunate. I wish there was an Emirati there who would put them in their place. Unfortunately, there was none. And then my girl didn't stop there. She went to the Emirati department. She spoke there. They said, okay, yalla, we will check. And that was it. And the manager said, okay, you can go back to your place and this and that. Waited for some time. She was upset. Now, where she actually got upset was when she was called by the Emirati HR. There's a separate HR for Emirati and there's a separate HR for non-Emiratis. I think she was not called by the Emirati HR. She was called by the HR. And then they said, you can go home because apparently they are like, you are harassing them or something like that. Just imagine the fun. Instead of they getting blamed, she was blamed for some, it seems she offended them or some. And they said they're going to have an investigation and all that. They have filed a formal complaint against you. See the fun. It's, I don't know whether the complaint was written or whatever. I wish I could show you some proof. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the entire culture of Emirates is like that. But like they say, there's no smoke without fire. But one thing is for a fact. Emirates strongly supports Emiratis. Emirates Airlines has HR dedicated for Emiratis. Emirates has a different pay scale based on nationality. That's a fact. Anyone who has worked in Emirates Airlines knows this. Okay? They don't say it, but it's a fact. Now, how can I prove it? I can't prove it. But I can assure you this. It's a fact. Now, just as in Arab countries, they support their own citizens. They give them higher benefits packages. I understand. A country has to support its citizens. But when you're a global company, a global brand, and you indulge in such practices, it's not acceptable. In fact, I get calls sometimes from some of the guys who are working there, and they're very afraid. See, our expats are very afraid to complain because they don't have the financial muscle to take these giants to court. Because they have the resources that can totally decimate you from the face. It's like an ant fighting with a fucking elephant. You know? So, the bottom line, what I want to tell you is this was a really upsetting incident, and she cried, and eventually it was all dropped off. Thankfully, it was all dropped off. But she was given the warning by the HR, and then she was no longer training. Sadly, after a few years, when they started to outsource due to cost-cutting measures, they were all called together. Imagine, 1 year ago, they called everyone together for a party and giveaways. Next phase, they called everyone and they issued terminations like they were giving, chocolates. And for those who have worked with Emirates Airlines would know this. Termination is sometimes done via SMS, via email, or just come and collect your balance and bye-bye, which is very sad. So this was an incident that happened with Emirates Airlines with my girlfriend, and I can tell you, I know, I saw the tears in her eyes, I saw her depression. She didn't go to work for 2-3 days after that because she was so upset. So, but see, listen, one thing what I want to tell you with this incident is, please don't paint all Emiratis with this incident. It's like saying all Indians are. All Indians are not the same thing. So just keep that in mind while watching this video, and understand that there are good and there are bad, but primarily because the government supports Emiratis and they have their the upper hand where the law is concerned, they can get away with all this. But I can challenge you, had they been in any other country, they wouldn't have the guts to do this. That is why only in their country they are like, oh, local. That is why when they travel to UK and here, they remove their abaya, they remove their kandura, and they look like normal civilians, because they know this sort of shit will not be tolerated anywhere else. Anyway, this is me sharing an experience. Let me know if you agree, disagree, but please, there's no need to hate Emiratis, and there's no need to pass racist judgments. There is good, bad, ugly everywhere in this world. Having said that, I end the video. You guys take care.